Okay, hi ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trace People's Tips. We have this Breeze Evo Hoover that I was told is not sucking up. Now, I looked at the pipe there, it looks fairly dirty. Now to disconnect that pipe, you squeeze D2, mind you, I switched it on and straight away all that came out of it. So what I think I should do is that is come away from there, that is held in like that there, so that should just press back, lock in, press to release. So I'm going to clear away this rubbish. As I said, I switched it on and that came out, and I looked at that pipe and I could see it looks pretty mucky inside. So press those two, disconnect that, and it is mucky. That shows me kind of sign of it was used to suck up liquid maybe. Right, that I'm not sure how that comes out yet, but I'll figure it out. Whether it's just pressing or I've got to detach the whole unit, and then from there we go down to there, and then we're gonna take these off with a couple of screws here and make sure our roller is turning. I've checked that. Make sure it's all the unnecessary bits that's in it is out of it, and follow our pipe through, comes around here somewhere, and it comes up under here and into here. How we open that, that looks like it's just some kind of adjuster, like it's ending in the middle there somewhere, somehow. So we're gonna take that all apart, see what's going on, clean it all out, and give it a shot, okay? So I'll see you again in a minute. Let me just get rid of this muck because I can't work in this muck. Alright, see you in a minute. Okay, this is where we're at. We've taken the bottom out. So far it's held by 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 screws. Right, now I didn't check which screws come from where, but I'm gonna go on the assumption that 1, there is a large hole, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we have 2 small holes there, just there and there. Okay? So I'm taking for granted. Those 2 go there, and the 5 big ones go around there. Common, innit? I'm gonna get my screwdriver. Here it is. I'm just gonna clean out all inside here and around there. Here, in the center of it, you've got like a little lug, right? That is located just in the front there. So what you need to do is you get your screwdriver in between here and just prise it up, and it will come straight out. Inside your brush is driven by a belt. So you see how I took that out, you know, just put it back like that, pull it up, locate it back in, and that's exactly how you get it out. This part will just fall out. Once you get that bit out, it will just pull out. So we're gonna give that a clean also. If we look up inside there, we can see how mucky it is. And inside here, we can see where our pipe joins, which is this pipe from there, and it comes back around to there. So we're gonna detach that and give that a clean also. But for now, this is where we're at. So we'll give you a shout back in a minute once we've cleaned all of this lot out. See you in a minute. Okay, I just thought let me show you this bit before I go any further. Now, the pipe here I mentioned earlier on, it just presses in, it pulls straight out. This one just pulls straight off. But if you look at that, you can see where your problem lies. Okay, and this end again just pulls off, and there you go. Need I say no more? Okay, so we have found our problem. How we get this out now? As you can see, it looks like you can just screw it out. Or just pull it out, whichever, and there you go. And there you go. So that is the heart of our problem. So we're gonna just, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have been touching that, but there you go, chap. We're on a cleaning spree now by the look of it. There you can see inside there, which is, the other side is there. So if we get our screwdriver, we just do that, you can see all the muck that is just falling out. down there. Okay, so let us do some cleaning up. We're gonna get our broom, sweep that all out, make sure it's nice and clean. Clean our brush off, here it is. Make sure all these, it doesn't look that bad actually, but all the loose bits of hair is gotten rid of. Okay, so we'll see you again in a minute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. As you can see, got all my bits cleaned up here. Oh my days, I just realized what I've done. Okay, anyway, I'll show you in a minute. Got them all cleaned up best I can. If you wanna give them a wash, I would advise it, because get rid of any moldy smell that it may have from the damp of being hoovered up water. Yeah, and that one as well. So immediately you start hoovering, you're gonna smell it. I've cleaned that inside there through to here. Do it a little bit more clean, but you can see what I'm talking about. Under here, I've given it a good clean. I've given it a hit with the Febreze to try and freshen it up a little bit. Then I've taken the filter apart, make sure it's all clean inside of it. Use your broom again just to sweep it out. Sweep off all of those before you decide to wash. And if you do wash, you've got to make sure it's dry. This is all the crap that come out of it. And a minute ago I said, oh my days, it's because all the screws were still on here. Here's one of them. So I've got to sort through this now and find the screws. 1, 2, before I throw it out. 3, anything not that hard to find. 4, 5. How many of them was there? I think it was about 7. Well, I'm gonna check before I throw anything out, make sure I've got them all. But that's all the junk that's come out your hoover, basically, from your blocked pipe, yeah? And over here also, I've washed everything because I don't want that moldy smell once I start using the hoover. Make sure you leave them to dry properly. I'm gonna get a cloth, push through it, make sure it's all nice and dry, no moisture, no water. The pipe is hanging down here. And if you see on the end there, if I use my finger, you see it's still wet. Around the other side, see the water coming out? Yeah, so leave it, let it drain wherever you can, if possible. And what I use to clear all of these out is my broom handle. Yeah, I just push that through the pipes and it pushed out all that crap. So now I've got to get rid of this, find the screws, clear this up and put it back together. But I've got a bit of time on my hands, so well, I ain't got no choice. I've got to let that dry properly before I can carry on. So, see you again in a minute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to reassemble. Now that I've turned the flash on, I can see, oh, the dirt, oh my day. Anyway, we are not going to stick this in the bath and wash it. Even though you probably could, because your switch for this hoover is, no, don't do it. Your switch is down here. You don't know no water in there. So forget that little bit I just said. So, okay, we're gonna start off with this piece right now. This piece, it can only go in one way. You've got a rectangular end there, and you've got a round end there. The round end you slot into there, and then you locate the rectangular on the opposite side. If you're trying to lift it up like that and it won't do it, then make sure this side is pushed in properly, otherwise you'll get a resistance. See the resistance there? So if I push that corner in, I don't have that resistance. Now, this piece, I'm sure it comes down to allow you to take the pipe off. So what I've done a complete clean. But if you just want to unblock your pipe, you should be able to just flip this down, take your pipe off here, and take your pipe off there, and you should be good to go. I'm gonna put it back together again and hope it pans out. So I put that there, close that up, and I get my other bit, which is this. No, I don't. I put that over there, and I get my brush. Now on the brush, you got like a D shape on that end. Now this goes in like that because your belt goes around there. But this D shape, if you look at the inside there, you will see the shape. So obviously that's gonna go like that. And again, this one is just completely round. You got half moon shape there, so it goes down that end. Also, your belt tells you that it goes around that end. Your belt is just driven around that silver rod, which is your motor. So that won't come off. So what you gotta do is put that through there, like that. Put it on properly. Make sure it's on there. And you will have a bit of a resistance on it. And you just pull that up there, that's back in. Your D shape is back in, is it? I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna pull it out just to double check it is correct. So if I put that back in there, then that's it, that's good to go. So all I've got to do now is this bit goes on just like that. Now you got the end there that just clips on that. Also, while I was doing it, I noticed you got these little pins on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, by the rust mark, you can tell this hoover has been hoovering up water. Yeah? So if we put that in there just like that, press it on, should be able to just press it on. Let's see what our little clips are doing. Our little clips are at the front, so they'll be pressing against here, against there. So one presses against there, that wheel. The other one, 2. We have 2 of them, haven't we? One presses against there, and the other one, if we look at it, it presses against here. So that's to keep this in place. Alright, so if we get that under there, it's gonna be a bit awkward with one hand. I may have to just cut and come back. And press down. There you go, it's locked in. And our bottom is locked in. Here's the screws that we managed to find. So we're gonna start. Listen, you don't need to see me put screws in, yeah? I'm just gonna put the screws in it, and hopefully it should be good. See you in a minute. Okay, before we go any further, one thing I did notice as I was trying to put it together is on the bottom there, can you see like a little clip bit sticking out? Just there, and another one there. And if you look carefully, could you get it from underneath? No, it's double skinned. Right? What happens, those have got to slide back and locate in those grooves. So if you push it backwards and press it down and come back, there you go, it's locked in. So now you don't have a gap at the front of your vacuum cleaner. Now you start again by putting your front on. And you've seen me done that once already. Now I'm gonna be struggling to do it just to impress you. People, listen, this is a one, hey, my body, man, sure. It's a little bit of grot just in there, just down there. You could clean those out if you like. If I can find my screwdriver, which I can't, then I would have done it. Now, your screws, you have the large screws and you have the small screws. Though the small screws area, which is that one and that one, I'm thinking to myself, that one and that one, because the rest of them is a larger hole, will expand to accept the larger screw. Yeah, you don't want to push it in at that hole. Okay, push it at the right hole. Okay. And this piece here, as I was telling you before, see, it kind of locks under there. So if I reckon if you get something under there, just prise it down, this will open. But I'm going to try that and show you in a minute. Let me just screw this lot together so we have some resistance against this. See you in a minute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back again. Right, now I've screwed this all down, secured it all, but I had a problem getting this bit out. So I've undone all the screws, and that allowed me to move this bit here, right, in order to get this out. Now, once I got that out, I can gain access to my pipes, which is this one. Now, if I look at that end, and I look at that end, they're both the same. So all I've got to do now is come around to the side of my hoover here and see where my pipe goes through, which is there. And what I'm going to do now is just balance that on my leg some way, somehow. That will do for now. And feed my pipe through. Remember, what I've done, this is my dust sheet, yeah? I've used that, you can see, innit? Twist it, twist it, twist it, and feed it through to dry out inside here as much as possible. You can see the difference, isn't it? You can see straight through that now. So we know that it's clean in comparison to what it was. And the fact that we washed it, if we smelled it, it smells clean. Heedish. Right, so we just feed it through that hole, just at the bottom of the hoover, and if it's giving you trouble, just twist it as you're pushing, and it should come through at this end. There we are. So all we got to do now, twist that around a little bit, and we keep going. And now we're twisting, but it's not doing anything. Or is it? Yeah, there you go. That's on there. Okay? And the other end goes back to here. So we fit that on there just like that. Make sure it's right up. See that gap? We want it at the edge there. So we just twist and turn and push and pull until we're up against the edge. Okay, so we've got that end connected, that end connected. So what we do again, like I said before, you get your circular bit in, then you get your rectangular bit in, make sure it's right in, push it right down, you see where it's hitting there, lift that up. This may be a bit awkward for you to work out because there's so many close-ups. But basically what you want is for that to go underneath there. So what we're going to do, get a screwdriver, lever it up and push forward. See there? And it's under. So we press that in. Now we can put our screws back in. As for the pipe up there, at this one here, where we've cleaned out a little bit, where is our pipe? This is our pipe. That one just plugs straight in there. Get your cable out of the way. And just press that down inside there as far as it will go. See the gap? And then this bit comes in to lock into here. You can see it's still got a bit of thing in there, but it's not a major in comparison to what you have. You see it's twist, and we bring that up, and because it's just located at the bottom, you can twist it. So we bring it up, twist it just there, and we press it in there. Locks in. So now that's connected, and if we flip our vacuum hoover, whatever you want to call it, back over like that. We're now ready to put our screws in. So we're going to do that and come back. See you in a minute. Okay, this is the top half of our hoover. We took this bit out, unscrewed it, see? If you look there, yeah? And line it back up, put it in. Make sure you take note. See this catch here? Where it fits, because I'm not sure if these all line up to wherever. And then screw it back in. What we done, we undone it. We put some Febreze inside there just to give us that pleasant smell. So we're gonna tighten those screws up. 1, 2, 3. And then we're gonna put our filter back on in a minute. Okay, in order to line our screws up correctly, there's our screw, yeah? We looked underneath where the hole is, where it's gonna go into, and it's more or less in line with that edge. So we line up our screws in line with the edge and tighten them down. Our filter, there it is. We put a cover back on it again, and it's got the 3 locating pegs. All right, so that just plonk onto there, and I'm using my leg here to assist me. Put a tray, there you go, locks in, twist. Okay, now that goes into our cylinder, which comes in from the top. Our bottom is open, so we just press that down, close it. Because we're a one-man band, we're doing our thing. You see a little drip of water in there, make sure there's no water inside of it. Because you could always wipe off the outside. You don't want the water inside, it's just gonna go all muggy. And you drop that on. And on here, you got a lock and unlock. Open, lock, all right? So you drop that on, and if you look at your casing, around the top of the casing, you will find an arrow, I think. All right, let's start over, and we're going around. And there is our arrow, just there. I think you can just see it just about there. So that tells you that it's got to line up with that. So we get that in line with each other, just like that. Put it down. And we twist it, whatever direction. And it is locked. So now we locate this on here. Let me just get this right. Locate this on here. That's got to line up with there, and that's got to clip into there, and that's got to locate on the bottom there. So we're going to just put that on now, because this seems a bit more of a hard job than it needs to be. So we put it on there. Hang on. Okay, this end here just sits up flush against it. It doesn't go inside of it. So once you get it all round and you push it back, if I press that, will it go flying? There you go. And then you press it in and it locks, and that's all good. And that's it. So we're gonna give it a little test run. Is it necessary for you to see that? Do you want to see that? I don't think so. If it works, it works. If it don't, I don't embarrass myself. Okay, so till next time from Tradespeople's Tips, all you people out there robbing people, stop doing it. Before I go, your appliances, whenever you're using anything electrical, always unwind all the cable. Don't leave it wound up just because you're doing a little bit. Unwind it, because the cable gets hot. Okay, so till next time from Tradespeople's Tips, if you're out there robbing people, stop doing it. We're gonna clear up now, and till next time, see you later. Hope that helped you, hope it worked for you. See you later.